At 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, in a room that feels too quiet, the question arrives. Not dramatically, almost quietly. What is this for? Not what is life for in the abstract. What is my life for? What am I doing here? If I disappeared, would it matter? This is the most important question you will ever ask, and almost no one ever gives you a real answer. Tonight, let's try. Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist who survived 4 Nazi concentration camps, including Auschwitz. He watched people die. He watched people choose to live. And what he observed was this. The people who survived were not always the physically strongest. They were the ones who had something to live for, a person to return to, a purpose to complete, a meaning to protect. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, one of the most influential books ever written, he said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." We live in a time of extraordinary how. We have more food, more comfort, more entertainment, more choice than any humans in history, and we have never had less why. The World Health Organization found that rates of meaninglessness, the clinical term for feeling that life lacks purpose, have tripled in the last 20 years. We have everything, and we feel empty. Why? Because meaning and pleasure are different systems. Pleasure is immediate, individual, and depletes. Meaning is built, relational, and accumulates. When you eat a great meal, it tastes better and better until it's gone. When you raise a child, finish a book, build a community, master a craft, it becomes more meaningful over time, not less. The psychologist Martin Seligman spent 40 years studying what actually makes people flourish. His answer, which he called the PERMA model, was not happiness. It was positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, accomplishment. Notice what is not on that list. Fame, money, followers, status. The things the internet tells you to want are absent from the science of human flourishing. And the things that actually fill the void, depth, connection, contribution, craft, are precisely the things the attention economy steals. The Japanese have a concept called ikigai. It has no perfect English translation, but it roughly means your reason to wake up in the morning. It sits at the intersection of 4 things: what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for. When all 4 align, that is ikigai. But here's what the Instagram infographic version of ikigai misses. You do not find your ikigai, you build it. It is not a passion waiting to be discovered like a buried treasure. It is a practice, something you do, repeatedly, in the dark, before it means anything. The writer who writes before they're published. The musician who plays before anyone listens. The builder who makes before anyone buys. The meaning comes from the doing, not the arrival. So what is there to live for? Here is my honest, researched, human answer. Other people. Not as a cliché, as an empirical finding. The Harvard Study of Adult Development, the longest scientific study of human happiness ever conducted, spanning 85 years and 2 generations, found one clear predictor of a long, meaningful life. Not wealth, not fame, not achievement. The warmth and depth of your relationships with other human beings. Not how many, how deep. Second answer, the thing only you can make. Your specific combination of experience, failure, obsession, and perspective has never existed before and will never exist again. Whatever you make from that combination, a meal, a song, a business, a conversation, a family, a garden, is your irreplaceable contribution to the world. Third, the next right thing. When the big picture feels impossible, do the next right thing. Not the right life, not the right career, the next right thing. Right now, in the next hour. Meaning is not found at the summit. It is built, step by step, on the way up. At 3 a.m., when the question comes, here is what I want you to know. The fact that you're asking is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of consciousness. Only a mind that is alive and searching asks what life is for. The emptiness you feel is not an absence of meaning. It is an invitation to create it. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too small. You have something the world has never had before. You. That's enough to start.